Hello guys, welcome to the fourth episode of A Day in the Life of a Public School Teacher. Medyo iba lang yung magiging atake natin ngayon dahil the other night, may nag-message sa akin na former student ko and humihingi siya ng teaching strategies para sa kanyang teaching demonstration as a practice teacher. Anyway, I would like to thank first those who have been watching these episodes since day one. But I would appreciate it more if you would follow me and subscribe to my YouTube channel and follow me also on TikTok. And yes, it's day 4 and I am wearing our blue school uniform. I'm on my way to school but of course I had to go back kasi kailangan ko pang kunin yung aking cellphone. Let's talk about teaching strategies. Teaching strategies play a very important role in the success of the instructional delivery. And since we have different type of learners, we must not forget that our teaching strategies depend on the type of learners that we have. We should always consider the nature of our learners, their interests, and their characteristics. Saan ba sila magaling at mahilig? Saan ba sila nananabik? Sa anong paraan mo makakapture yung kanilang interest? Anong activity ang gagawin mo? These are the questions that you have to ask yourself first bago ka mamili or mag-employ ng teaching strategy sa klase mo. So kung napansin nyo kanina yung unang teacher na pinakita ko sa video, gumamit siya ng spinning wheel para tawagin yung kanyang mga estudyante. That is good practice. Kung hindi natin kilala yung ating estudyante, pwede nating i-assume yung kanilang mga name. Or better yet, we prepare their name tags. Tapos i-distribute natin sila randomly, especially kung magde-demo tayo as a teacher applicant and we are not aware of who our students are, we can do it. But of course, if you've been there, practice teaching for how many months, and you already get acquainted with the learners, pwede kang gumamit ng name tag. Just to inform everybody, busy ang school natin ngayon sa demonstration teaching ng ating teacher applicants at ng ating mga practice teacher from Philippine Normal University, MAPE Department. And kung napapansin nyo, talagang hindi nagpapatalo ang mga PNU practice teachers pagdating sa kanilang mga instructional material. Very gigantic and colorful ang kanilang mga instructional materials. This is a very good practice, especially if you have a large audience. Remember that we have visual types of learners. Gustong-gusto nilang nakakakita ng colorful na mga instructional materials. And there are also tactile type of learners wherein they would like to manipulate the instructional materials themselves. Moving on. If you can notice in this video, the teacher is using a timer. Time management, guys, is as crucial as classroom management. That's why I strongly recommend to use timer during your class activities. Aside from it helps you budget your time wisely, it gives your audience the thrill, the pressure, the challenge, and it makes learning more exciting and more fun. And speaking of exciting and fun activities, remember the clip of ma'am demonstration teacher I shared a few days ago? This is how it looks like. This is one of your main goals if you are going to demo teach. To let your audience participate and actively engage, and to allow yourself to become the facilitator of the activities. Otherwise, you would be labeled as a traditional teacher, the one who does all the talking. And we do not want that to happen. Remember that 21st century education is student-centered. It is a no-no for us to just let our students sit and you do the discussion and then they just take down some important notes and then you talk up to the board. That's already very old school. It may be effective in some part of the days of a public school teacher, but do not do it when you are demo teaching, please. Of course, we cannot discredit and diminish the quality of the teachers who have from the traditional system of our education. But again, when you're demonstrating, do not do such. And since it is your demonstration teaching, you should follow the standard set, the criteria being set. It is where they are going to judge you. It's where they are going to give you points. So you have to follow strictly that standard. You might contest that others are doing what you're doing in the real scenario,
Ma'am
but remember
Almira.
that you are still on the process of demo teaching or of applying, so you cannot do it so. Anyway, before I continue, that's our lunch. I would like to thank the math department for allowing us to be in their lunch. No, that's actually the palunch of the demo teachers, of the practice teachers from the Philippine Normal University. Going back to demo teaching strategies or teaching strategies, somebody asked me if it would be okay for him not to use a PowerPoint presentation. If it is not included in the criteria and you're not comfortable with using PowerPoint presentation, then do not do it. But if it is in the criteria, then you have to have your PowerPoint presentation. Let's say, if you're being evaluated with your ability to use technology, syempre, ibig sabihin nun, kailangan mo talagang gumamit ng technology. But be very careful kasi hindi ko mo gumamit ka ng PowerPoint presentation or ng video presentation ay automatically check mo na yung standard na yun or yung criterion na yun. Ang pinaka-goal mo when you're using technology is that naka-aid yung technology in the delivery of the instruction. Ibig sabihin, with the help or with the guidance of the technology, you were able to deliver the lesson properly. Or with the help or with the guide of the technology, yung lesson naging simpler, yung lesson mas na-comprehend ng mabuti ng mga bata. Let's say the students are not pretty much aware or familiar with how the lava looks and you have made a video presentation of lava and nakita nila kung anong itsura nito, na-realize nila na ganun palang itsura ng lava and mas naintindihan nila how lava works. Alright, so I think that part masasabi mong very useful yung technology in your lesson delivery. Hindi yung gumamit ka ng technology tapos ang nakalagay lang naman dun, good morning class, or thank you for listening, or just the rules that you have stated in the beginning of your class. Oh, I don't think so if that would work. So, balikan lang natin tong mga naglalakihang mga instructional materials na gamit or gagamitin ng mga demonstration teachers from PNU. Okay, so it's very gigantic, ang ganda, ang laki, and very nakaka-catch talaga to ng attention ng mga bata. But I would like to remind everybody that these instructional materials should not replace the teacher. Still, the teacher is the best instructional material. Okay, it may be this big, this huge, but make it a point that you will be able to use these instructional materials so well that it would aid your lesson. Baka mamaya it's really too big tapos you can no longer handle it or you can no longer manipulate it properly. Good for the PNU practice teachers because as per what I've heard, they were able to demonstrate properly with the help of these instructional materials that they have prepared. In here, I am showing you a fact or bluff boards that I have printed and I have put or I have laminated. I have to put emphasis on the word I have laminated. Why? Because, guys, always remember that the kind of instructional materials that you are going to use tells the kind of interest you have during your demonstration teaching. Or let's say it tells the kind of preparation that you have had. The point there is that kung hindi mo pinaghandaan kasi instructional materials mo, nakikita yon dun sa gamit mo, dun sa quality ng ginagamit mo or gagamitin mong instructional materials. And of course, remember that you are trying to impress the judges. They will not be impressed kung hindi ganun ka ganda or ka quality yung instructional materials na ginagamit mo. I am really sorry kasi talagang hoarse na yung boses ko. Siguro dahil sa pagod na to buong week. Actually, it's Friday night. Ngayon ko lang idadub itong 4th episode ng ating vlog. I just would like to share to you, ganito yung uwian namin ng hapon dito sa Rizal National High School. Very relaxing naman. Ang ganda ng paligid, ang ganda ng nature. It's very scenic. And ang sarap lang sa pakiramdam kapag muuwi ka na napakakalmado ng paligid na iiwanan mo, 'di ba? And yes, kahit hapon na nagagawa pa rin natin ngumiti, which is very important. It also tells the way we acknowledge the kind of job that we have, diba? So, I think I was able to share enough of the teaching strategies, and thank you for the practice teachers and the teacher applicants dahil ginamit nating springboard yung kanilang demo teaching for to answer the question of my previous student. And yun lang, I think that's it.